gentlemen, there is no other, and we love him, Neal McCoy. You got.
Hey, y'all.
You got to.
Hey, y'all. You're an all-star. Get
Hey,
your game on. Hey, hey, now.
Now look, if you did the front, you got to do the back too. And then come on around.
And then you come on
and then
around.
You come on around.
See, she knows she's a beauty queen.
Well, a long time ago.
I was
long time.
not a beauty queen. Oh, but I can be. Still can be. I may wake up tomorrow as a beauty queen. You don't ever know. So when y'all see me on the boat tomorrow and you go, hey, Neal, I'll go, I don't know you.
Flip your hair.
That's right.
Flip it. Just, yeah.
You used to have hair that I could flip.
You did have long hair.
It all flipped out.
Brother, mine is too.
Is it really?
Yeah. You just do the pieces and parts after a while because
Yeah,
it just gets gone.
I just cut mine off for it.
You just cut it off?
Got tired of it. Hey, everybody. What a great group. Good.
Yeah, you got a packed house as you always do.
Oh,
Did y'all see his shows yesterday? Yeah. You just never cease to amaze me. And I say that to you every time I see you, and you're so humble. You go, oh, thank you. But seriously, my two friends that were with me had never seen Neal before.
Oh.
No, but they left out of there grinning. Our cheeks were grinning. And then I needed to go do some business, and my friend goes, I'm just all torn up because I saw Neal, and now I can't calm down.
Oh, that's a natural reaction from all the women. That's how they all react. I just can't calm down. They're the ones that are ADD like me, so they're just like, yeah. ADD, they didn't used to call us ADD. When you were young, they just basically said you're hyperactive. Your kid's hyperactive, and so they would just turn us out. I was telling somebody that the other night, they would just turn us out in the daytime, early in the morning. You'd be gone all day.
All day.
Come back when the street lights come on.
Yep.
You weren't ADD no more. You did like, oh.
I'm so tired. I have roamed this. And you had those when we were little kids. Remember how dirt would get stuck in your neck?
Oh,
remember
God.
those little, you remember that?
No.
Is that gross?
That is gross.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well,
No,
anyway.
I do.
Anyway, little kids, their little folds in their necks. Oh, now I'm embarrassed.
I've seen people with folds in their neck.
I'm excited to get to visit
What are we going
with
to talk
you.
about?
Well, I studied on you a little bit. I mean,
Okay.
I try to do my homework because
You
we
do.
do this every year, and I want things to just flow and be natural, but at the same time, I want to talk about things that are important.
That's right, like selling caps. Talk about that.
Y'all,
Yes.
I bought this. My friend Karen bought it for me. I went down to the store a few minutes ago because I was going to bring this up for the interview, and they didn't have any on the table. And we went and we said, do y'all have any more Neal McCoy hats? And they go, what's out there is it. Yeah. Well, that's not true.
That is not true.
We marched right back down there, and they had more caps. So if you missed your cap, run get it.
That's
not
right. And they're all autographed because I signed them.
You did. They're all signed.
For the show. Yeah, if you want it. If you don't want one, I don't know. Okay, it's all right. I mean, I'd like to sell them. Every little bit helps,
Yeah.
So
You got to keep those starches in those
I
jeans.
do.
Well, those aren't quite so
Hey,
starch.
I won a bet for a guy last night. Him and his wife, and when it came out of the show, we went to the casino, and there was a guy in there, big, long beard. He may be here today.
Saw him.
But he was with his wife, and he said, can I ask you a question because you can make me some money or lose me some money? I said, yeah, go ahead. He said, what inseam are you?
Whoa.
Oh, just run over a whale. Oh, you can't joke about that.
Yes, Lord.
You can't joke about anything. We're still running over it.
Don't
Big
freak me
whale,
out.
whole family of whales.
Stop it. Stop.
I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, he
Okay, the man with the beard.
the man with the beard said,
Yes.
what inseam are your blue jeans? He said, my wife says 38, and I say 44.
Your britches?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Wranglers I wear.
The Wranglers.
Not just regular inseam, because
Okay.
that's about a 34, I think.
But your Wranglers kind of bunch.
They bunch up a lot.
They bunch up a lot.
They're 44-inch inseams.
44-inch inseam.
And that guy won because he knew a guy that wore 44. He's a big, tall guy. But that's what 32, 44. Lord
You
God.
are a 32 in the waist. I don't think you've not gotten bigger since you were 21. I don't think.
Well, I've tried not to. I work hard enough to keep my girlish figure. Is all I'm trying to do.
You do work out every day, though.
I do,
right?
every day.
Can't you tell? I mean, you
just
have
burn it.
energy, aplenty, and
Well, I
that
appreciate
you're in 32 pants.
Yes,
That's
right.
pretty darn good.
When people say, "What's your secret? What do you eat?" I said, "I eat all junk, 24 hours
No,
of junk. I do.
Do you?
And I just try to work over my intake of junk, and so that's why I work out so long. It's not to obviously be like built up or anything, but it's to just so I can burn it all up before it turns in
to
to something
fat.
else. Yeah.
So Cheez-Its, Cheetos, candy bars.
hamburgers, cheeseburgers,
Really?
pizza, yeah, all junk.
Dang.
I know.
I only eat chiclets just to fit in my britches, and you just look so thin. What is your routine every day? How do you work out? What do you do?
Well, I've got a daily routine. It's because now I do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, and that
Yes.
takes up at least an hour of every day. Because I get all this stuff, people send me all this day in history. I do it this day in history usually.
Do
If
you?
I'm going to say the pledge about 10, probably I'll start looking at all the stuff people send me about 9. I'll start writing some stuff down that piques my interest, something that I may be interested in and think that y'all may like to hear. And so I write down all that stuff, and then and it takes about an hour, and then I go live, and then if I stay on and give shout-outs, I'll do that to 10:15 or 10:30 after that. So sometimes hour and a half out of every day. Oh, but to work out, I get in there. I know some of you say I'm probably going to die, and I probably will. And y'all probably will too.
We all going.
But I drink an energy drink or a pre-workout drink that just gives you a little more energy so you can work a little harder. And every time, believe me, when I'm going on the pledge and I say, y'all, I got to get off here and drink this thing. And I get a lot of things. You're going to die, it's going to kill you. And I said, it probably will. But what do? You can't worry about everything anymore. There's so many things. So you just figure out how you can get comfortable where you are and then just go with that. If your doctor says something,
right,
and till he changes your diet.
And do you just drink one a day? Sometimes you'd have more.
Oh, I drink. I sometimes work out twice a day.
Do you?
I know. Yes,
That's what I'm not doing.
Know. But it's so I can also still do a show because a show.
Sure.
I want to be able to put on the best show I can put on every night, not every other night, never mail it in. And so to do that, you've got to be still strong enough or have your basic core so you can move and not fall down and still get around and act like you're young for an hour
and a half. Because you do crawl off the stage and you have to get back up there. And you're walking around, on the stairs and things like that.
Well, I forgot how I got down the other night. And the first show I went down in the audience.
You figured it out.
Yeah, but I had to look around. I was looking around, thought, I didn't remember how I got down there. I didn't see any stairs. I was in the middle.
But your legs are so long, you could just throw your leg over and hoist yourself up.
But it's throwing the other one over. Everybody can throw one over.
That's right.
You gotta put that
Come on.
But I just work out, to stay in there, and it clears my mind. So I try and keep my body right, and hopefully the mind will follow. But that's not working. I can tell you, because man, I'm getting.
No, you're not.
I don't think I'm taking on set anything. Nothing's going to me, but I do forget. I never can find my damn keys. I think it's where it starts, isn't it?
It is where it starts.
I know, so I've got it then.
No. Oh.
But I got COVID too, and I shook most of their hands.
I know you do.
I'm not worried about that.
I've lost my badge every day on this ship.
Oh, you're what?
My badge, my room key thingy. So it's not just, well, heck, I'm almost your age too, so I got it too.
You know what we need?
What?
We need like a hard drive for a human brain. That somewhere you could just go and download everything you know on a hard drive, and then you could recall it just by plugging that hard drive back in. If somebody asks you something, you remember, you plug that back in, and it comes back. Because then you got all that whole new storage.
Elon
is working on it. I believe that.
That's funny.
He probably will come up with it. And I won't get a penny for coming up with the idea.
Oh, so you lift weights or do your jogging or what? What is your routine? Lifting weights?
Lifting weights.
Lifting
and
weights.
Just, and working on sit-ups and
Sit-ups and stuff.
squats and lunges and stuff like that. A lot of stuff that you can do on a bus in the back room because I have a weight bench with dumbbells. And you can do any exercise with dumbbells
Yeah,
you can do with anything else. But I am motivated enough that I'll go do it. Some people can't do that. Some people have to be held to accountability. So that's why they get trainers and stuff like that, because people say, well, I'm just going to go, but I'm not going. But if you have a trainer that you've made an appointment with, then you're more prone to get up and go do something. But I just do it on my own. Driven, I guess, is the word.
are. But you kind of always have been, I think. That's
It is. I have been.
I mean, this man was the key performer at Blake Shelton's wedding, and he does more,
And they got divorced, so don't blame me for
stop.
that.
But my point is that you are the quintessential entertainer, so you have to keep all that together, and you have to stay fit. And I think that all, your vocal, your instrument too plays.
Yeah, and vocally, I was struggling a little bit last night in places, but because I've been off a month, we are never off a month. We are off.
Yeah.
We work almost every weekend. Last year we worked, I think, 8 straight months without a weekend off.
How many dates do you play a year?
We'll do about 100 shows, maybe sometime a little more, and all that puts you on the road closer to 180 days a year on the road because you're going to and from but I love it. My wife, she told me a long time ago, even when she knew I was just first getting into the business. When I met her, I was just selling ladies' shoes. She didn't even know I sang or didn't care.
You sold ladies' shoes.
I sold ladies' shoes.
How many of y'all would buy whatever he put at your feet?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I do. It was on commission.
I was about to say, you worked on commission,
I worked
didn't
on
you,
commission,
Neal?
and I would lie. If women came in and said, they look at a shoe and they say, "Can I get this in a 7.5?" Well, if I didn't have a 7.5, I would bring a 7 and an 8. And so, if they tried on the 7, they said, "Oh, it's too tight." I said, "Well, if you'll wear that a little bit, it'll give and you'll sit right with it."
Dang you.
And then if it was too big, I said, "If you'll wear that a little while, it'll form to your foot." So that's how. And then I had to sell pantyhose because that's where you make the money. Was on pantyhose, accessories. So you had, and I would sell purses, clutch purses, and I would just lie like hell. I would just, and here's another thing I would do. Since we're on the inside scoop here, you have to sign your number. When you check them out, you have to sign your number so you'll get the commission.
Right.
Well, so I would assign my number to it, but I would write a different number on the receipt. So when they brought it back, it would go off of another salesperson. It worked. I made pretty good money for a while till I got fired.
For lying to people.
Yeah, lying to people. Sometimes you just gotta lie. I mean, I know it. I'm going to hell for it, but
No, you're not.
But it's okay.
Do you know I sold shoes too?
Did you really?
And I worked on commission, but I did
And
not lie.
you lying
I
now.
did not. I did not.
No, you wouldn't lie.
I could.
But that's why you didn't make it. You weren't successful. You didn't do very well. I'm telling you, girl, you
Tell it like it is, doesn't he? Oh, you're great.
let
Okay.
your conscience be your guide.
Let your conscience be your, I need my pocketbook
What
to
are
be
we
my
writing
guide.
down?
Okay, I took notes
check
on
the
you.
score. Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, don't you check the scores. What scores to what?
Got,
I love that you mentioned your grandbabies on stage. So I want to take some time because I know you're so proud of Titan, Dash, and Legend Love It. Did I say that
that's
right?
them. 13, Titans 13.
Now, what do they call you?
I'm Lolo.
Lolo?
Yeah, Lolo. I'm half Filipino, and there's a lot of Filipinos on the boat. Lolo is grandfather in Tagalog, which is Tagalog and English are the two dialects that are mostly used in the Philippines. So Lolo, yeah.
How tightly are they wrapped around your finger?
Oh, yeah, they do. The grandkids are the thing. I'm telling you, man. When you're not a grandmother.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not even a mother.
Oh.
Except to the 4-legged variety.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
You ain't get any grandpups out of there?
No grandpups because they're all spayed and neutered. Is that what you
When
mean?
when you get your grandkids, there's really you could just kill your kids because, like, I mean, we don't need them anymore because the grandkids are so much easier. Although you still got to keep your kids. So when you do spoil the grandkids, you get to get rid of them.
You don't.
So you don't kill your kids. Don't kill your
Don't
kids.
kill your kids. Don't lie to women stuffing their size 8 shoe and a size 6 and bulging out the sides. Don't lie to them, and don't do that to your children.
I don't even really care as long as they bought them.
Did I say it? Did I say it backwards? They are wrapped around your finger.
They are.
So, yeah, I said
Did
it
she
backwards.
say it right?
I don't know that I said it right, but
I'm making you nervous, aren't I?
no, I'm so nervous.
Look deep into my eyes. Tell me you're not
I'm
nervous.
so nervous. I'm so scared. Now, dang it, you got me all confused. No, I'm not. So tell me about being a Lala or Lola. Lolo.
My wife is Yaya and I'm Lolo.
Oh,
and she
I
wanted to
love
be
that.
Yenda.
Yenda.
Yeah, because her name is Melinda, so Yenda
Oh.
would be cute. And the first thing that came out was Yaya, so that was it.
That was it.
You really, no matter what you want to be, you're
be-
just going to be whatever they come up with.
They say.
So you may have what because you get to go, well, what are they going to call you when they grow up? And you come up with something, and then it ain't that. Because they just, whatever they pop out with, usually about the first time they call you more than twice, then that's what you are then. You've become that.
It didn't matter what they called you.
No, and I wanted to be Lolo, and Lolo was easy to say.
Sure, for little kids.
Because you didn't have to get all, because they have trouble with some letters.
With consonants and things.
Yeah, consonants.
Consonants.
Consonants?
Consonants.
Oh, consonants.
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 Like R's and S's.
Oh, yes, S's are really
Consonants.
tough. And L's.
I can't get anywhere, can I? What about, tell me about them and tell me about how you interact with them.
The eighth grader, Titan is in the 8th grade now.
Wow.
I know.
Time is flying.
Oh, my God, time, you don't even, and I know there's some people in here that have got a few years on them, and that old thing, when you're young, you just got the world by a string, and it just moves about the right pace, and then as you get older, it seems like,
Goes faster.
wow, what happened? And so now, I'm 66 years old, and I thought, I don't feel 66, but I just think, but I am, and so how much longer do you live now? As you start thinking, sure, and then your people around you die. Then nobody's left to come to your funeral, so you got 3 grandkids that come to the funeral, and that's it. That's the only reason I'm trying to keep them.
That's the only reason you're trying to keep them together.
I'm trying to keep them
So you can have
together.
a crowd at your funeral.
But when you have you're always proud of your kids,
Sure.
but your grandkids, it's been a while since you have lived at that age. So they bring out all of that back to you, all the joy. And when they're playing football and baseball and whatever they're doing, where they're riding horses or something, you soak it all in, because you do know too that there's going to come a time when they won't want to just go to. Right now they want to come to your house. They want to go to Yaya or Lolo's house. They want to go there where they can get away with murder and all that. But then the next thing you know, and that's why we're trying to hang on to Titan, because he's 8th grade now. So he's getting to that cool factor where it won't be quite as lovable to your grandparents. So we try and hug on them most we can and try and get them used to that. So maybe they'll keep that for a while. But the whole process is just crazy.
I bet you're great with them. I bet you.
Well,
I bet you just love on them, like you said.
I wrestle with them, just fart around with them, really.
Yeah.
And they like to fish, so we go out and feed fish and catch fish, and they're good. Titan, they're the best 2 fishermen in the world, because they got multiple lures to choose from. Because when you're buying stuff for your grandkids, so they just got about 1,000 lures. And Titan will he'll cast about twice, and he don't catch nothing. Reels it in, takes it out, bites the string, throws it down, throws another one. He'll go through 15, 20 lures in about a 30-minute fishing trip.
Wow.
Yeah,
What do y'all fish for?
Just whatever bites.
Whatever bites.
Yeah.
Do you?
That's what most people fish for.
Well,
Oh, no, but no, I mean some of the more, just some kind of fish. Although you'll catch turtles and snakes and, shit, you get in trouble.
I'm talking about bass,
Oh, yeah.
perch, carp.
All of that.
Blah,
Carp.
blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
What other
We've caught blah, blah,
fishes
blah.
are there in a pond? What other fishes
Catfish mainly
Catfish,
in the
okay.
one at the ranch, the one behind our house is more bass.
Do you live close to them?
Conveniently too close. And I'm answering that on behalf of my wife because I'm still gone a lot. But Mickey will call and say, we're going to go do this. Can you watch the kids for 4 days? It's like, what about a few hours? Is that ever an option? They only live 2 miles from us, 2 or 3 miles.
Oh, but isn't that great? How
It is, because I run into so many of these people that are parents or grandparents that live so far away that you just don't get to see them.
Yeah.
We stay so close to them.
And Titan is in the 8th grade, and how old is Dash?
Dash is just turned 10, and he's going to be in the 5th grade.
Oh.
And he is the cutest ADD. Oh, my God.
Did he get it from
he
his
is
Lola?
scattered. He is just
Lola?
so scattered.
Lolo?
Lolo.
Lolo.
Lola is in Spanish is a girl, right?
Lola? Lolo. Did he get it from
Lolo.
Lolo? Okay.
Lolo, yeah.
Okay. And what about Legend?
Legend Love.
Is that really his name?
Legend Love is his name.
Aw, that's a great
So I
name.
learned L. I sing to him now. He's too old to be sung to. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that I adore. And love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a dream or two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart. Please don't break it. Love was made for you and me.
Yeah.
I learned that for him. That's a great Sinatra song, probably.
Yeah. Oh, and how old is Legend?
He is 4, just turned 4.
Oh.
Oh, my God, and he's got hair. No one in here's got hair long enough. He has hair about halfway down his back.
Really?
And everywhere you go, oh, that is the cutest little girl. And he just looks at him. I'm a boy. Stupid old person. Because everybody's older than him. So, do I look like a girl?
Is his hair dark? Is it
No,
dark?
he's blonde.
He's blonde.
A blonde-headed.
Oh, like Ryan.
Like an albino, yeah.
Really?
Like a white catfish.
Is there a white? There's not a white.
There
cat.
are white catfish. Well, those are like carp. Kind
Carp,
of like a
okay.
carp. Aren't catfish some kind of carp?
No.
They're not? Oh, shit.
Are they not?
Well, then I don't ever go fishing for carp. I thought it was.
Lord, I got to keep to my script here because we will get way off.
Oh, we're going away from that script.
Do y'all know that this man, as if he needs some coffee, he has Old Coffee, Old Glory Coffee. He has a coffee company, a coffee brand.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, we sell coffee. It's called I got a little old ranch in Longview, Texas. Got about 40 head of cattle and a few horses. It's called the Old Glory Horse and Cattle Ranch because we have a great big flag. It's about 90 acres. We have a great big flag that flies over the top of the whole thing. And we have Old Glory Horse and Cattle Ranch. So
That's great.
coffee.
And so now it's Old Glory Coffee.
That's right.
Do
Old
you
Glory
drink coffee?
Do I drink coffee?
Uh-huh. No?
But I can sell it. I don't. And I hate when people come up and ask me that. You put
I'm
me on the
sorry.
spot.
Well, dang
Cross
it.
through that. Do not ask if he drinks coffee or not. No more coffee because they'll say, is it any good? And I said, yeah, it's great. Oh, do you drink it? No. Let's say I don't lie on that.
Yeah, but you
If
lied
they
about the
ask me-
shoes.
And I'll lie on the coffee too sometime. But if they ask me directly,
Directly.
do you drink coffee?
Yeah.
And I have to say no.
No.
And I don't, why would I do that? Why would I lie about,
Yeah, you can't. 'Cause
I
then-
need counseling. I need to lay down on the couch and talk to somebody. But we do have it, nealmccoy.com. Thank you very much. Buy everything we have. We need all the help we can get.
That's right. Buy those
That's where the
capsules.
coffee is.
But but I know how you can get out of line about it because you can just say, we sell a lot of it. We sell a lot of it. It's 5-star rated.
That's right.
It's dark roast wonderful. You just divert.
Wait, let me tell you, that is an old trick because you didn't know. When they ask you, you never really got around to answering. So if y'all come up and talk to me, and you say, hey, my Uncle Jimmy said that y'all did something together when you was in 7th grade or something, you don't even answer that. You just go, God, dog, that sucker's crazy, boy. Or they'll say, do you remember my brother who did this or did that or something? I said, man, how they doing? And you never really answer the question. So when they go, you go back, they say, did he remember me? And you go, shit, I don't know. He never answered my question.
He did ask how you were, though.
That's right. Diverting is good. You got to be good at it, though. You got to be able to sell it. I'm selling my book on how to divert also. That's
Do
at
you have a book?
nealmccoy.com.
Do you have a book?
No, I don't. I did write a book.
You did?
I did. It's called A New Mountain to Climb. That's a wonderful song, and it's about people that have inspired me in my travels.
Oh, now that I missed.
Couple of Purple Heart recipients, a couple of Down syndrome patients, and just people that I have met that I've gotten true inspiration from. And it's been out for a while.
What's the name of it?
A New Mountain to Climb.
And is it at your website?
I think so.
Think so. I just didn't
Yeah, I
see.
think it is.
Les is saying that it is.
But
That's
it's
great.
just a great book of inspiration. So
But you know what? You should go ahead and do another one.
I should.
Yeah. All this.
What?
In his free time. But you are just this master of stories and quips and jokes, and it would be huge. We would help it be huge.
Yes, y'all would. You would. Yes.
Do it.
I'm looking for a hat so we can get tips in. Y'all pay your money forward. And if we do well with it, I'll make sure and get your money back to you.
Oh, listen at him.
But if we don't do well, you're just SOL. But it's a
Listen,
gamble. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
You know what? The Bellamy brothers, I talked to them one day. They have incorporated themselves.
Well, why not?
Well, and so I'm trying to look into doing that. Would y'all buy stock in Neal McCoy?
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
But then what do you do? What do you do with it? What do you do? I don't even know.
Well, what do you do with the other? You just keep it. I don't know.
Oh, you don't? You don't?
I don't even
I mean,
know.
I don't even know how you do it, but I thought about that at one time, selling stock.
But if you're now, I'm totally confused.
There would be nothing with people would probably say, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to get help through this? I'm saying, well, you're really not. I mean, it's going to help me. And that's enough because y'all are such caring people and you're there to help.
That's right. Oh, Lord. All right.
Selling stock.
You have helped a lot of people. And I know we talk about it, but it deserves to be talked about, the East Texas Angel Network, where you help terminal or life-threatening people that have terminal life-threatening illnesses.
Yeah, children. Yes, ma'am.
And God bless you for doing that, because
Thank
you put your money where your mouth is. And I know you're so much fun and such a great entertainer, but this means a lot to you. And I just have to mention it, because if you're looking for a place to do some good, you know he's out spreading good messages.
And honest.
Yeah. Like I said, you know he's out entertaining the crowd. I never said honest. But if you are looking for a place that you can support, you know personally that it's going to good people.
It's called the East Texas Angel Network, and it's a foundation my wife and I started 30 coming up on 31 years ago, to help children and basically in our home area with life-threatening or life challenging illnesses. And we've helped in our existence over 600 families. We're currently working with about 100 right now. And we have raised, and this is a crazy number, because we're in Northeast Texas, Longview, Texas. We've got some people to help us around the country, but most of it comes from our Northeast Texas area. We have raised over $14 million.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is a huge, and it goes to children and their families in our area, and it's to help them with different things, because most of the time, when a child is some of them are born with issues, and insurance will take over. So we try to help the things that fall in between the cracks. Mortgage payments, car payments, electricity bills, or sometimes they'll just swing by our office and don't have enough money to take their child to an appointment in Dallas or Houston away from us, and we'll give them petty cash out of I guess that's supposed to be reported, I guess, but we don't report it. We don't report the giving away part.
No, that's good stuff.
That's
That's from your
and
heart.
sometimes we'll pay if a dad has got a child that's sick and having major surgery and can't afford to take off for a week or two because they need the money. We'll pay his salary so he can go do that. And it is something that is made. I appreciate it. It's made on love, is what it is.
Absolutely. I mean, how great that it goes straight into their hands.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not going. Not that research and support is not great and needed, but you're actually giving it to the families to help.
We are.
them
It goes to the families.
straight to the families.
Yes, ma'am. Write checks to them, and they appreciate it. And the thing is, we are on a skeleton crew. My daughter is executive director, and we got 2 more people that work in there with her, Wendy, and my mother-in-law, Patsy. And they're the ones. And the most important part, as equally as important part of it, is that they are a literal shoulder to cry on, because sometimes those moms will come in either with their child or not with their child, and they'll just spill their guts, and they will literally cry together. And so it's just a very touching thing that we've been able to do, and we've received help from a whole bunch of country music folks. The way we try and make most of our money is during a concert. We have a concert every year, usually the last weekend in September, and I'll try and find somebody who will either make us a great deal on the price or come voluntarily and come perform a show with us. And then I will reciprocate by just going and doing a show with them, whatever. And we've had everybody from Martina McBride to Tracy Bird to Tracy Lawrence, Sawyer Brown, Blake Shelton, Dwayne Newton. We've had a lot of, every year we get a lot of people that come down, and just great. Charlie Pride, 4 or 5 times he came.
Vince Gill.
Who? Oh, yeah, Vince came last year. Man, that was fantastic. The only part about that is how do you follow Vince Gill the next year? Oh. And I forgot who we used this year.
Oh, Mark
Oh,
Wills.
Mark Wills did a great job.
So good.
He's a great singer.
He's a great
He's
singer.
a member of the Grand Ole Opry.
And he needs to come.
And that's what we're going to be that sometime. They're making these damn punk-ass kids members at 18 and 19 years old. I mean, I'm sure they deserve it. Not.
I agree with that. And I am going to host the show tonight.
Are you
the
really?
Opry
Oh,
show.
I'm sorry.
No.
Don't tell them I said.
Oh, sure I will.
Let me tell you what Neal McCoy said today. Y'all putting these punk-ass kids in here.
No, I would say.
Yeah, you tell them just like
I
that.
would say,
She
why isn't
wouldn't.
Neal No, I would say, why isn't Neal McCoy a member of the Grand Ole Opry?
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I think it's racist. That's how I get on the news. I'm claiming racism. They are not playing fair with us Filipino people. Oh, that was last year.
But
can't say
can
that.
you imagine the Grand Ole Opry house and him on the stage?
We've
Oh
been
my
on there a few
gosh.
times. We love being on there. I even did the Hillbilly Rap on the
Did
Opry one time.
I love that.
And they were just like, they go, well, come and listen to a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food up through the ground.
I'm a bubbling cruise.
They just went. I just think when I started rapping, they were just picking up her stuff. Come on, we need to get on out of here.
Come on.
But we did it at the Opry one time,
I
kind of
love
on a dare, and they were fantastic.
Of course
The people
they were.
responded. And
Okay, I got to write that down so I can say
Grand Ole
something.
Opry?
Yeah, that I can say, take that note to them tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
give that to
yeah,
them.
put that.
I don't know. I even know what to write.
Oh no.
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
While you're writing, and I will proof it before I hand it over. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. I heard another great thing about Neal, and just act like you're not here, is
It's
that
just thanks for the new induction. And we'll just see how good you are, how connected you are.
that's what he wrote. I will take that.
Please do.
I will do it. I promise you I will. And I'll give you a report.
I'll make sure and not go to that show.
How many shows for the USO have you done, Neal McCoy?
Been on about 17 different tours. And yeah, that's a great deal. We've been into Iraq 7 times, Afghanistan a few times, into Pakistan, and Bosnia and Italy, Hungary, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands. We've been to England. We've been to ships in the Persian Gulf, USS Abraham, USS Lincoln, about 4 or 5 different ships. And then we've done a couple of USO things in the United States of America when all the big floods came down Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, from the hurricanes. They got flooded out. They were just, Wayne Newton and I went down and went through and on the whole coast and visited troops and sang some songs with them. And that's considered because USO got involved in it.
Right.
Most of our stuff is overseas, but we just try to get out there around these people at the times that they would miss home the most, when it would be around the Christmas time or Thanksgiving or New Year's. We try and go out there, and usually take a group of some configuration of Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, because most of them are still guys over there, and they love to see the cheerleaders. So we'll take them, and we'll go over there and entertain them, and it is so, there's nothing stronger than that feeling when you're over there and you're seeing those guys and girls that hadn't been home in a little while, and you're singing to them. Sometimes you don't even get a chance to sing. Just shake their hand and hug their neck and tell them how much we love them at home, and it's life-changing. Once you've done one tour, you will do as many as you can possibly get, because it means so much to them. And the first one I went on with Wayne Newton in 2001, he said, Neal, because he's been doing them since Vietnam. He said, you're going to meet people on these trips that will come see you as they're still in the service or getting out of the service until you quit performing. And I'll be dang, Les would come back. He's getting our meet and greets together, and he'll say, hey, here's a guy that ran into you in Balad, Iraq, and he would love to come back and say hello. And we always take care of him, and he was exactly right. And every time that you get a chance to see them, it just warms your heart, because it warms theirs too. And they usually got a picture and tell you where they were and where we met, and it's just good stuff. And really, in the business I'm in, and it's because of people like this, I am in a business that I get to bring joy to people.
Yes, you do.
And joy to myself, because we respond from what they give us. And there's I don't know of a better job that you could ever have. It happens now, right now. When I sing a song and I get through and y'all clap, then I know we've done a good job. I sat at the Michael Jordan golf tournament. I was performing there one year, and I sat there, and there was a couple of actors out there, and after the show they came back there and they said, how wonderful is that? You receive what you're given as soon as you give it to them. He said, we're actors. We go cut, we hear cut, that's a wrap. And if we don't go to the grand opening of the movie coming out, then we really never know. And he said, and you're in a field that you know. I mean, if they clap, they like you. If they boo, they didn't like you. So we want more claps than boos. I know I went on I'm sorry about that.
No, but that's important.
I talk too much. Sorry.
No, you don't. To hear, that you take your time and you go over there and you volunteer for our young men and women in uniform, that, to me, if that's all that we knew about Neal McCoy, that's it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I had the privilege of hearing a story, and I'd like for you to tell it to me if you can. Because did you actually, in some form or fashion, represent the Philippines on an official tour? I don't know that I have it all right, but it blew my mind.
Represented the United States. In the Philippines.
In the Philippines. That was it. Okay.
Yeah. President Bush.
Tell that story.
Well, I set it up right quick. I got invited, my wife and I got invited to a state dinner. Now, if you don't know what a state dinner is, that's a dinner at the White House that some people get invited to, but not as many people in their lifetime get invited there. And it's to honor usually the head of state of another country. And President Bush was honoring the president of the Philippines, Macapagal Arroyo, who was a lady, and she brought her husband, and so he was honoring her. So it was a dinner where you go, and all the muckety mucks are there. I mean, all the people that we don't. I'm speaking for my wife and I, that we don't belong around are there, and I feel like Crocodile Dundee. I got a cowboy hat on and.
Your 44 longs?
Yeah. I didn't wear 44. I got a suit.
Oh, you wore a suit.
But since it was President Bush, I got a bow tie that was a Texas and a vest that was a Texas vest.
Oh,
so
neat.
Because he loves Texas too.
Oh, yeah.
But we went to that state dinner, and I sat, and I'm still getting to what you asked me. I'm just trying to remember what it is. I'm still talking. When we go in and they send you an invitation, my mother-in-law called me one day and she said, you got an invitation, or you got something from the White House. You want me to open it? I said, yeah, we were on the road. I said, yeah, open it. She said, you have an invitation to go to a state dinner at the White House. And she understood what that was. And she said, are y'all going? I said, I'm sure we're not. Because I didn't even hear state. I thought it was just a steak dinner at the White House. So I just said, no, we'll go to Outback and just eat here. And she'd say, we ain't going to. And so we didn't. We were starting to decline the invitation, and then people were calling us and heard that we'd got an invite to the state dinner. And I said, well, I still didn't know what it was when they said it. So they kept, all the people were calling and saying, you have to go. You have to go. That is a big deal. And so you got they said, you bring invitation. You got to wear a suit, tie, bring invitation. So we go in. Everybody, all the Congress people are there, and they're all talking shop, and we're not, because we're not in the shop. And so you walk around, you walk into the next room, then you finally get into a third room where they introduce you every time you go in a room.
Is this the White House?
At the White House, yeah. And President Bush and Laura Bush are there, and the President of the Philippines and her husband are there, and you go over and take a picture with them. So we went over and took a picture, and of course, President Bush, he's really cool. He said, hey, Neal, like that vest, boy. I said, yeah. I appreciate it, President. I figured you would. Then you go on into the next room, and you've got to give your invitation to the older lady. They're not always an older lady, I'm sure, but this one was. And so my wife handed her invitation, and on it says Melinda McCoy, which is our real name. And she said, okay, hands her a number. This is where your seat is. And she said, okay, hand me your invitation. And it says Neal McCoy. And she says, well, are y'all married? You know, kind of like confused. And I said, yes, ma'am, it's a long story. I said, I sing. That's my singing name, but my real name is Neal McCoy. She said, okay, well, she hands me a number. It's not the same number. So I look at it, and I look at Melinda. I said, excuse me, ma'am, you've given me a different number. There, she said, and then, boy, you talking about stupid. She looked at me. She said, yes, sir. Here, you don't sit with your spouse at these kind of functions. I was like, oh, shit. I wanted to just walk out and leave and go cry in a corner. I didn't know they seat you away from your spouse. So I guess, so I sit Melinda down, and what did we start this whole thing?
I wanted to ask
we're still talking about the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hurrying.
That's okay. That's all right. We're going way.
So I get Melinda to her seat. We walk around all the tables, find her number. She sits down. She sits with George Will, who is a brilliant mind. She sits with Robert Frist, who was a Senate Majority Leader at that time out of Tennessee. And what was that? The Vice President's wife, Cheney.
Yes.
Cheney.
Yes.
She sits there with them, and she's got a powerful table. So I said, okay, I guess I'll see you when we're done. I'll walk around. I'm walking around with my invite, and I see a table. No one's at it. You know, so I walk, and I see it had my number. So I sat down, and I'm just sitting there by myself. I thought, boy, and everybody else started to sit down. I thought, oh, shit. I was embarrassed. I was intimidated. I was all that. And finally, here comes the people that are sitting with me. It's President Bush, President of the Philippines.
Wow.
I know. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. And she sits on my left, and then it's President of the United States, President of the Philippines, and we're all at the table.
Wow.
I know. You're talking about powerful. And President Bush engaged everybody. He said, hey, Neal, how's country music business? And then he tells the Filipino president, he said, you know, his mom is from Manila. She's Filipino. And Neal is one of our, country music singer here. And he makes conversation with everybody at the table. And then he said, y'all, if you will, why don't you pick up your menu in front of you? It's got your name on it, too. And sign it and pass it around. And then when it gets back to you, everybody will have everybody's signature at the table. And it was so cool because we have that on invite. And so that's where I met the president of the Philippines. So just a few months after that, she was re-voted in her inauguration. President Bush couldn't make it. So I got a call, I know, that said, would you like to be a delegate to go to the Philippines to represent the President of the United States? And I thought, you must have the wrong damn number. I said, are you kidding me? I know, and so I got to go with 5 other delegates and the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. He was the main delegate out of there. And we went to the Philippines, and it was the first time I had ever been. It was It was, and so my mom, she used to teach us. She wanted us to go see where she grew up, but it was so in such tough times. She almost didn't want us to go because she was worried about our safety. So now I'm going, and she was so proud because now her son's going to the president of the Philippines inauguration. It's a big deal. Well, I appreciate it. That was a big deal, and we got to ride. The plane had the United States of America on the side of it. Boy, you didn't think, oh, boy, that song, If You Could See Me Now. I just wanted everybody I had ever seen, ever knew, to see me represent.
Wow.
It was a big deal.
See, that needs to go in your book.
Yeah, go on the next one that y'all are writing.
Yeah. It is time,
I
and
know,
I don't want to let you go because we're having a great time, but we do. And I want to say that last night at his show, $90,000 was raised for the Country Music Hall of Fame. Thanks to you all, his audience, his fans. So thank you very much.
You bet. Now, do you ever open it up for questions from them or not?
Yeah, let's do 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Well, the first answer is going to take 5 minutes.
Well, I know, but
so we'll just take one question.
that's okay. We'll just take one. No, we'll try. Well, if you're good, if you have time, I've got time. We'll make it happen.
Anybody got a question they would like to ask Nan? Yes, sir.
No.
Ask about that hard job you got judging Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, somebody's got to do it.
You judged? Wait. He judged the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm one of the judges on their TV show, The Making of the Team. But now it's been bought by Netflix, and now it's just called, what is it called now? But it's basically where the tryouts for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Because when I met them, the group that went with us on our first USO tour, I fell in love, not only for obvious reasons because they're all beautiful, but they're all brilliant too, and they're very smart and very caring. So I fell in love with the organization. And so Kelly Finglass, that is the main person over that, if you ever watch it, she is from Lindale, Texas, and she's real country. So she got me to job. I've judged them many years, and I judged this past year, so it'll start airing pretty soon on Netflix. And they want me to be honest, because Kelly said, look, you're a red-blooded American man. I want to know what you think. She said, you're good at judging entertainment and what you have to do. And she said, I want to know what you think. So 1 year I judged, and I was on, we did it in May and June, July. They kind of figured it all out. And then they start airing them at the start of football season. Well, I'm on the road. My wife called me. She said, oh, my God, her dad is going to kill you. And I said, what are you talking about? I thought, oh, she knows. No. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I'm watching The Making of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. And when you get in the deliberation room, after you've gone to interviews and watched their routines and seen their floor exercise and stuff, then you get in a room and you all talk it up. You kind of figure out what you like, what you don't. And, of course, you've got makeup artists, hair artists that are always, they say somebody and somebody say, well, I just, what? And they say, oh, well, we can tell, they tell you what they're going to do in the makeup. What we're going to do with the hair, we'll shorten it, color it, a different color. And Kelly she just says, here's what Neal says, hot, 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 hot. Or no way. And so this girl was a great, great, great dancer from Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a great story. Her mom, her mom had come down with her, flown down there, would stay there for the tryouts. She got to the very finals, and we were doing that deliberation thing, and she just wasn't as pretty as I thought she needed to be. And so that's when the hair people, because she was a great dancer, and I voted for her on all her dance and everything in her everything that I could judge her for. Up high, that was it. So they started talking, and they were saying all the things that, well, we can do that. They were saying the things they would do, and Kelly looked at me, and she said, what do you think, Neal? And I said, because they were saying, well, you can fix your hair, you can fix your makeup, we'll do this. And she said, what do you think, Neal? I said, you ain't going to be able to fix that head. And they showed it. It made the TV show. And that's what my wife was calling me for. She said, her dad is going to kill you. And I said, and I deserve to be killed. They would keep me mic'd just so they could pull tidbits out of there.
Of course they would.
But I said, you ain't ever going to be able to fix that head. And then she came back the next year. She didn't make it. She came back the next year, and she was fantastic. And she sat down in front of me in the interviews. And she walked purposely over there and sat right in front of me, and I went,
Oh.
I just felt so terrible. And I said, before we go any further, I don't even know what her interview is going to be, but she gets all my votes all day long. She is fantastic, and she didn't let her dad kill me. And they had softened her look, and then she ended up being one of the top cheerleaders ever there.
Very good.
Yeah.
That story has a good
So I
ending.
helped make her pretty.
You helped make her great.
That's right. Yeah. See, honesty.
Honesty.
You ain't gonna be able to fix it.
Lord help me. Oh my gosh. Anybody else want to follow that?
Anybody
There.
else want to ask a question? If not, I guess we got to. Two people, and they're all right there, asking at the same time.
You said in your show your mother was one of 18 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
You ever met any of your cousins in the Philippines?
Oh, you know what? I appreciate you
Oh,
asking that.
Good.
Mom was able to get over, in her time over here, she was able to get, I think, 5 brothers and a couple of sisters over to the United States. But at that time, everything was you had to go through the embassy, you had to do all the stuff. It would take 5 to 10 years to get one person over. And a lot of money, because you were having to pay all these for the stuff. There's just a bunch of stuff you had to pay for. So she got about 7 over. But when I went to the Philippines, one of her brothers had never made it over. Nilo was his name.
Oh, Nilo.
And I stayed, oh my gosh, this will tear me up because we stayed at the Manila Hotel. And Mom had given me a phone to get in touch with him. So I called him, and they were, I said, Nilo, this is Neal. This is Virginia's son, Jenny's son. And he said, oh, I knew you were coming. I said, can you come to the Manila Hotel? That was it's a pretty big exclusive kind of thing. And he said, no, they won't let me in. And I said, no, I'll get you in. So I had somebody out there, and he brought a nephew of his, and they came up and came upstairs and sat with me, and I just was going, oh my gosh. And I said, Nilo, you ever been to the United States? He said, only in my dreams. And I went, oh my God. And it just moved me so much because they had all wanted to come to America, but very few of them got a chance to. So I appreciate you bringing that up. I think I wanted to mention that a while ago, but I just got talking. Shit. But it was real cool. And he just recently passed
Oh,
at
Neal. I'm
92
sorry.
years old.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and never made it to the States. But when my mom and them would all go home, they would always take them stuff. And I run into some of the Filipinos on the boat, and I'll ask them, a little old girl that fixed my wife's nail. Yesterday morning, she had broke a nail, and it was a Filipino girl. And Melinda got talking to her, and she said she was from the Philippines. She said, how much longer out here? She said 1 week. And she said, you go home? She said, yeah, for four months, and then I'll be back out and assign another ship. So.
Yeah. Neal, that is the most precious story that you
Well,
got to
it's a
meet your
great
uncle.
story.
Thank you very much. One last question, okay?
Okay. All right,
Yes,
then we got
ma'am.
to go.
Neal, will you and your lovely wife join me for a wonderful dinner tonight?
Is that the
That is quite an invitation. We already have dinner with a couple of our friends at the Tamarind.
Yeah.
Is that right? We already made,
Okay.
but aren't you sweet? Who are you? What's your name?
Dr. Linda Jones.
Oh, you're a doctor. Well, hang on. We can change our plans.
Are you a counselor?
Hey, you don't have some papers I'm supposed to sign, do you? What kind of doctor are you?
I'm a homeopathic doctor, and I've also been in a Hallmark Christmas movie with my French bulldog.
Oh, really?
Wow. She's famous.
You are famous. Our son is an actor. You got any
Sweet.
connections at Hallmark? You know what? I think I've met you before. Have I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I thought, well, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it is.
They got
hard to
these
see.
Gestapo lights on up here. Tell us the truth. Tell us.
Thank you. Well, we have got to let this man go. It is 5
Yeah.
till 6.
Oh.
Actually, I got to go because I have to get dressed for the Opry.
Oh, yes, ma'am. This says, thanks for the new induction, Neal McCoy.
Yep.
To the Grand Ole Opry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Neal McCoy.